Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Coach JC. Everyone gather around should be a good one today. Today's topic is a woman can't submit and be in survival mode at the same time. That's illogical. Let's just be real. As men, we got to play our roles and do our part, do our share when it comes down to interacting with women, when you get into a relationship, especially when we get married to a woman. She really shouldn't have the same issues or problems she had when she was single, when she was just dating. I mean, a lot of that stuff she'd have been alleviated when she met you, when y'all was in the dating phase, in the courting phase. And you gotta realize that every aspect of life is gonna change, especially when you guys do settle down, do get married, y'all may want a family, and guess what? That means, hey, finances may go up, kids may cost, daycare come cost, tutoring, sending kids out to school, all that stuff costs. Clothes, the baby formula, all that stuff costs. So you gotta be in that provider mindset, meaning that, hey, I gotta provide more than just financially. It has to be mentally and emotionally as well too. I gotta create that space for her that makes her feel comfortable, for her to elevate, for her to thrive in. That's something that I'm working on myself. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and be like, hey, I got everything figured out, because I don't. But most days, I'll be praying myself. I'll be praying to Jesus every day too. Like, hey, Lord, let me get a signal, because I'll be trying so hard to make sure that, and I'll be the best man for her, be the best father, husband, son, everything I can be for her, for my daughter. So pressure is there, but guess what? That's what you want. You want the pressure. You want to be down. Game 7, you down 2 points. It's either you win or go home. Either you hit the basket, or you go home, or you don't, and your team lose. So you want that pressure. So you got to step up to the plate. That may require you to work 2-3 jobs. Maybe have to work overtime, have to work jobs you may not want. And also too, you gotta help around the house too. If it's not her job to come home and have to cook and clean, and be the caregiver as well too, take her to home too, as well as pay bills and put all that stress on her too. And like I said, I'm not perfect by no means. Like I said, there's some days where, hey, the laundry get piled up. The days where, dishes in the sink. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not perfect by no means, but I understand that, hey, if I want things to change, I look at myself in the mirror and like, hey, this gotta change. And I know, for me personally, and a lot of guys, like I said, you gotta look in the mirror like, hey, what do I want my marriage, what do I want my relationship to look like? It's not fair for her to do everything and I just sit back and relax. And I expect her to submit to me. That's illogical. A woman in the family, they got the same 20 hours you do. So if they over here with the kids, they out here with their business, they over here with their working, their calling, volunteering, then you gotta go out there and you gotta make it happen too. You can't be laying on your behind on PlayStation and watching Netflix all day. Ain't nothing wrong with a little entertainment every now and then, but make sure that you always grind and always got something going on. Like for me, like I said, I'm always working on something. I'm always trying to do something better for my family. Like I said, it's not easy, but like I said, that's what comes with territory. When you sign up to be a husband, when you sign up to be a father, when you sign up to be anything, you gotta accept the roles and do it. That's just like you get new on a job. They expect, your hiring manager, your teammates, your coworkers, they expect a lot from you, and you gotta expect a lot from yourself too. Because like I said, it's about elevating or just step down. Because like I said, she wants someone to grow with, to build with, to grow old with. If you're not willing to step up and try to manage the situation, take loads off her, then she don't really need you. I'm just being honest with you. There's so many. She could be single by herself, doing her own thing. Before she met you, she was doing her own thing. So don't let her come into your place or come into your sanctuary. You disturb her peace. Don't do that. Just be honorable with her, be commendable for her. And just do the right thing and just try to take loads off. It could be, hey, I'll pick the kids up. Hey, I'll get the dishes. I'll make sure the house is clean. I'll work extra shifts. I'll find new ways to make more money. I'll go back to school. I'll go to college. I'll do something different. That way I can kind of ease some of the stress off the family, And it's not really like her job, your job. It's really y'all coming together, iron sharp iron. Y'all supposed to be one for each other. And the one thing I like about my marriage is that we always, on each other. We always trying to motivate each other. Regardless of we tired, we sick, we still try to get up to be the best for one another. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Never put your woman in survival mode, and also expect her to submit. Men want too much out of a woman. They want her to be the sex slave, want her to be the cook, they want her to be tend to the household. They want her to still work 40, 50-hour weeks. Like that's not impossible. It's not logical for her to do all that. She's only one person, one body, one mind, one soul. And once all that goes out, then the woman, she's depleted, and that's all the things she can do. So let's just do our better part. This is just accountability video. Myself too. Look at myself in the mirror every day. Which way? How can I get better? What areas am I struggling in? What do I need to pray on God to heal me from or help me improve on? And that's all I really have to say though. Until next time, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Feel free to comment below what your thoughts about this topic. Until next time out, Coach AC.